Hi, today we're going to talk about installing the core laundry interface module for Maytag on the MLE22 and the MLE20 model washer dryer stacks. The 22 is used on the Disney Magic, the 20 is used on the Disney Wonder, and they're both very similar. The distinction between the two is that the Model 20 has a flat keypad and the washer has a start button. Whereas if we look at the Model 22, which is the older model, it has raised buttons and no start. So it operates just a little bit differently. When you first go onto the ship, the stack will look like this with the front, what's called a fascia panel and two readers mounted. The top reader controls the dryer, the bottom reader controls the washer. And to get to the inside, you have to remove 4 screws, 1, 2, 3, and 4. The tool to use is a T20 security bit. Security meaning that there is a hole in the end of it, and we will supply one of these in the kit that we sent to you. And I have this isn't exactly how it's going to look because I have a separate little panel here because I didn't want to cut metal in the machine, and I will show you that. So I'm going to take out a screw and screw. Now be careful that the front doesn't just fall because it can do that. So now the front comes out and you'll notice that the soap tray comes out with it. The easiest thing to do is to turn the front panel so it comes over the soap tray, push the soap tray back, and then on the inside there's a little plastic hook that goes into this slot like so, and with that the front panel will just hang and not fall down. Now, as a safety measure, pulling a table or one of the silver garbage bins turned over underneath to catch it, just in case it falls, is not a bad idea. Now I'm going to go ahead and push this back. And this is wired the way after putting in the core module. So we're going to go over to the MLE20 here, which is wired exactly as you're going to find it when you first arrive on the ship. The top unit and the bottom unit share a cable that go to the controller, and you can coin up the top or coin up the bottom. I'll go ahead and show you that. So here I have a Disney card. I'm going to tap and redeem, and it clicks and you see the price increment over here, and at this point I can select a cycle on the top or the bottom. Even though I tapped it on the dryer, the controller takes in coins for top and bottom. We're assuming the guest is going to select a cycle on the top, but we don't know that for sure. Okay? If I want to do the washer, I coin it up, it coins up, and then I select a cycle, and things start down below. This is as you will find it on the ship. The only difference is instead of 99 minutes, the ship will normally have 45 minutes set here. To cancel a cycle, you have to have a programming key, put it in, turn it, and it goes to setup mode. And if you push and hold the lower right button, the screen flashes, everything stops, and you can go back to service mode, but at this area into run mode. But you'll see that it's now showing 0 minutes. So you have to open the door, and now you're back to idle. You're ready to go. Okay, so now to show you the insides of this, I am going to take out the screws. And again, these two screws will be through the front panel here. They're not here because I have this panel in front. So I have to do something a little different. So here are the two screws on the right, and you won't have these. And then I'll be removing these two screws on the left. Now before I do that, you'll note that this metal interferes with the lower reader. So on the ship, you're going to find that this has been cut out. Now, I didn't want to do that here because at some point we'll return these machines, but just understand that this will be cut out on the unit you see on the ship. So, let me unscrew these two screws. And in your case, the front panel will still be held on by two screws, so it'll come off as a unit with this front. So I'm going to pull this out. Again, one of the easiest things to do is to have the front go around the soap dispenser, push the soap dispenser back, and then, if you'll come over here, hook this plastic hook into this holder, and then the front will hang there. And again, this fascia plate will stay in place because you'll have two screws. Okay. Now, just to show you the wiring, that is there. I am going to go ahead and take the fascia plate off. Okay, you have two readers, top, bottom. Each one has a USB plug, a power plug, and a Game I/O plug. The USB and power go back to what's called a PoE extractor. The input is a 10BASE-T cable from the wall that goes back to the server. The output is a red Cat5 cable that goes to the USB to Ethernet to USB adapter. And we pull the power off this cable, and you can see the green LED right here. That indicates power is going into here. And if it's plugged into the reader will be on. Same setup for the lower unit. Now, from the upper and the lower unit, there is a single cable that goes over to this connector. These two connectors, okay? One of them fits right there. The other one fits right there. So that both units go into these two connectors. Okay, so what we're going to do to put our module in is to unhook those connectors. Okay, back up. This is the module that we will be installing, and it has two hex switches, an input here and an input or output here. We will take the cable that originally went to the controller board and plug it on there, and then the 2-pin connector goes into the header there. And now we need to take a cable from here and plug it into the original controller. So let me go get that cable.